There are very few labels in this business that last 25 years, let alone labels doing metal. We just stick to our guns. When metal's not cool, we sign metal. When metal is cool, we still sign metal. We just do our thing. And I think that's why we've survived. We've been persistent in our goal. We've consistently been signing and releasing great metal records since the beginning.
Hang on.
Cool, thanks. Is this the latest copy?
Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Better be it. I'll kick your ass. Pretty much, the record was conceived because, obviously, as you know, this is our 25th anniversary. And we knew we needed to come up with some kind of product to commemorate. So basically, we sent out an email to the entire company asking people to come up with different ideas about some kind of special product, something that's never been done before. You know, the one spark in all that was the idea to get a bunch of Roadrunner musicians together to record a single. We came up with the idea to expand on that idea and turn it into an entire record. So we decided that we'd pick 4 Roadrunner musicians to be what we're calling the team captains. So I picked guys that I knew were prolific songwriters, guys that were the main songwriters in their bands, and guys that I knew that could just like peel off songs. I've got guys on this record from the very beginning, right up until guys that were just signed 6 months ago that just put out their records. So it really covers the whole history of the label from, like, you know, the old guys to the new guys. 56 musicians spread out from 45 different Roadrunner bands. There have been tribute records before, there have been compilation records before, but there's never been a record anything like this in the history of the music business. So it's been a lot of work, but I'll tell you, it's like I've been having the time of my life. This is like the funnest, coolest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I'm loving it. Now, if only like I had more time.
Sounded really good. I think it sounded really good. You want me to go again?
A couple things I did on there.
You want me to do another one?
Yeah.
Ready? Monty had been communicating with me about it, I think, before. He was just kind of like tossing the idea around. I was kind of like the guinea pig of the whole project, you know. I was the first one to kind of get everybody together and get it going. So after me and Roy wrote the songs, we booked some studio time. Right when he set up, he was like, bam, and I was like, I just plugged in and we went, wow, it was there, we had it, you know what I mean?
It was a lot of fun and get to go crazy and play a lot of double bass and thrash out with Dino. It was awesome.
I kind of wanted to get everybody in the jam room together. I wanted to get Andreas in the room together with me and Roy, and I wanted to get Paul from Slipknot in there, and I wanted to get, you know, everybody in there just to get like a band feel, a band vibe.
I thought that was a really cool idea. You know, I was like, wow, how come nobody's ever thought of that before?
I'm kind of glad that Roadrunner came up with an idea to do something like this.
I got involved because actually Dino called me and asked me to play bass on one of the songs. I was actually really surprised that he called me, and at the same time really excited to do it. And then I listened to the song and I happened to like it on top of it, so it was even better.
I ended up in this Roadrunner project because here at Undercity Recording, Roy brought the project here for Dino's 4 songs for the Roadrunner All-Stars.
Andreas was flying in from Brazil, which was killer, you know. Him flying all the way from Brazil to come jam with me. I've known Andreas for many years. since like 88, 89, around that time. When I first met Andreas, and we were talking about guitar tunings and blah, blah, blah. And I remember the story. I always tell Andreas the story. Every time I see him, I tell him the story. I go, remember the one time when you told me, Andreas, you don't have to tune low to be heavy? And I'm like, oh yeah? And he was like, yeah, you don't have to tune low to be heavy. So like years later, he started tuning lower and stuff. I thought that was pretty funny. We got him here in the studio, and he put his magic onto the music, and it just, you know, he did like killer solos and his killer wah effects that he likes to do.
Sound, that signature Andreas sound on there, it sounded awesome. Paul just has his me and Dino basically just walked in there and just, you know, just laid down a basic foundation, and they just came over and went. It was awesome. Yeah, it was amazing.
Beautiful. So when we were here in the studio putting it all together, I decided, why don't we get all these other people in it? You know, so I started calling Mikey from Spineshank, guitar player. He came down.
I fucking love music. I love the bands that I did when I was a kid. And Fear Factory was definitely one of those bands. So to be in a studio with those dudes was like, oh, fuck. Like, it took me back to, you know, 10 years ago, being a kid, when Demanufacture came out, and, you know, I was like, holy shit, this is like the most awesome thing ever.
It's a big honor to be asked to be a part of this, just because I grew up listening to Roadrunner bands, and I've been influenced by so many Roadrunner bands.
Well, it's cool because a lot of the old school guys are teaming up with the newer school guys, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, we teamed up with Matt Heafy for the track, and, you know, he's from Trivium. They're basically, you know, he's a kid, you know, compared to us, and he did an amazing job, you know what I mean? He did a great job. He sang on one of the, probably the most melodic songs that we have so far.
Everyone will be whipped away, drowning in the hell that we made. I cannot believe that it's so near.
I got to do a bunch of other things besides just play drums. I got to do the three things that I love to do. I like to engineer, I love to write, and I love to play drums. So it was amazing.
So it was really more like hanging out with friends, you know, to me. So that was a good thing. It wasn't this weird uptight situation where I didn't know anyone and, you know, what people are thinking and stuff. You know, so.
We should do it more often. You know, I was thinking, Roy was thinking too, like, just make records like this all the time. We have the means, you know.
You know, when we were all here jamming together, when we were all here working the parts out and, you know, recording everything, everybody was like, wow, man, why don't we just make this a band? This is it right here. All of us gelled really well together, you know what I mean? Maybe someday in the future, you know, maybe we all get together and do a whole album.
It's okay, you can crawl over here. You can crawl over here. You can crawl over here. Yeah, all right. I've been seeing you all morning. I got a call from Monty Connor kind of telling me that this is a plan that they had. I said, no, I'm not interested. And about 4 months had passed at this point. He called me up again. He was just like, dude, I need you to be a captain. Would you do this as a favor for me? And I was like, Montel O'Connor. I always thought it was a great idea. I just didn't think that I would have the time to do it, so I agreed. Oh, fucker. No chords. That day was like, dude, you should get Andals, who used to be in Chimera. And I was just like, oh, that's a killer idea, because he's, sick drummer.
Dream theater action kind of stuff going on there.
What's that?
Little dream theater, where's the beat?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I was able to catch on.
Yeah, totally.
I got lost in there, but I was able to get back on.
Yeah. Everything was just different, not playing to a click, different sized drums, working with a different person, everything was just it's like a totally new situation, but it feels good to do this again, it feels good to play again, because I've been away from this, for a year and a few months, so it's not like I've faded into oblivion yet. I didn't realize, A, how long the label had been around, and B, that that it was just wow, all these different artists coming together and writing new material. It's not gonna just be let's celebrate by putting out B-sides and demos and one of those lame things, it was a really cool idea. Still trying to feels kind of weird to that part.
I'm still, I'm trying to figure out, I may have to, sing it just to kind of hear something.
Yeah.
But that second chorus where we do the roll,
Yeah.
I'm kind of wanting it to come, I got to hear it back, I'm not really sure, but I'm kind of wanting it to come, at an unexpected time.
Yeah.
And maybe be, an unexpected length.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's happening right now.
Yeah.
It seems like it
It's
could
pretty
be.
straightforward, how it's going into it right now. It's we do 7 measures of the beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4. So the beginning of the 8th line is when I hit it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Let's start it from 5, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Ready? Everyone has a different way of explaining, trying to get a part across. They hear something in their head, and where I'm the kind of person I'll write it out and be well, it's 8th note or 16th notes in it. And this time, most people, I guess in a metal genre, don't really read music or have taken music theory classes like I have, a dork. So they have to be we'll go da 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 da, or da 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 da, and then it's up to me to I see it in my head, I'll see manuscript paper and I'll see the notes and
I was kind of at a loss as to who was gonna play bass. Who's gonna be able to play this super fast picking, crazy mayhem. And Monty actually suggested Christian. And, because when he was the bass player in Fear Factory, he's the guitar player now, but when he was the bass player in Fear Factory, he was locked in with all that stuff Dino was doing, and I was like, there you go. No.
I called Rob, and Rob was like, hey, I want you to play bass on this project I'm doing for Roadrunner. Even though I was right in the middle of doing a Fear Factory record, a new record, and I was like, all right, let's see if I can somehow swing a day and a half to come down here and bang some shit out. Hey, it's kind of tough because I don't really know the songs that well, and it's kind of on the spot, learn the riff. Rob was sitting there showing me the riff, and 10 seconds later I'm trying to record it. What do you do right here? You kind of stutter. It's all split.
Coming up.
But it's cool. The songs sound really good. It's gonna be. I can tell it's gonna. It definitely has this little Machine Head, more like a early Machine Head hardcore vibe to it. It's gonna sound really good, man.
He said, do. I thought I had to be right there when he goes there, but it was.
I'll get it perfect. I'll get that one perfect. It's not
Go to another guy.
Oh, you don't want to double. No, that's long enough.
That's long enough right there, yeah.
Oh, I see. I didn't get it.
That was rocking, dude. That was
I missed a
rocking.
few notes, but it sounded okay.
Check it out.
I want to go on record and say Rob's a great guy, but the sessions really take a lot out of you. It was fun. Actually, it's good for me because I've been used to doing a lot of recording where I was producing and engineering as well and stuff like that. So it's kind of neat for me to come in and have somebody else's music and somebody else tell me what they like, what they don't like. It's not something I'm used to, so it's fun actually.
See, the reason I'm just not that good of a guitar player is because like my brain actually goes like hazy.
Yeah,
seeing that.
that's probably because you think about it. If I think about this stuff, I can't play it.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
It's gotta be the pick, dude.
Fucking sick.
It's the pick, I'm telling you.
Like all day, like this is like, hey, you do a pick slide. Wow! It's like, fuck.
Our A&R guy at Roadrunner gave me a call and explained to me how Rob heard the CD and liked the guitar work and needed someone else for the record.
He had like killer guitar tone and seemed like he had definitely some good chops. So, it's definitely more like melodic metal, and I thought it would be, appropriate.
Today I went from being the fanboy to being like a part of everything. I'm so excited and ecstatic to be here. It's like it's the classic fairy tale story, man. It's a dream come true. Ooh. But it is though, man.
You could say it's been interesting, yeah. It's kind of weird because it's like, we're not really a band. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm not used to dealing with just, someone coming in for a day and, for the most part having to teach them the song in a day and then, get it down and then, all right, you're done, light, I gotta go. My flight's leaving in, an hour. What I tell you, look at that, like clockwork, and a great place so that I don't have to pick it up. You're sitting there like learning how to play guitar as a kid, and you're like playing your first shows as a kid, and you're seeing all these bands that you like looked up to and idolized, I loved Sepultura, like as a kid, just, I worshiped them. Saw Sepultura like a million times, and, now I get to like have Max sing on one of my songs, so.
We have things about us that are unexplainable, they just happen. So once you get the right kind of music, the right vibes, I just do what I think it's really clicking with what they wrote, because I wasn't there when they made the instrumental,
So for like the Max song, I got like really just fucking straight up super hardcore, just like, mayhem, and I knew that, just like in my head, I probably won't accomplish it, but I wanted it to be like the best song Sepultura never wrote. Like I was just like, that's what I want him to like sing over.
In the end, it comes about chemistry before, when you're making the song and certain vibes that are going on in the song. When it gets to me and I connect those vibes, then I put my vibe on top of it, then become awesome.
Red Eye?
Sir Robert Flynn.
Doing okay?
You're in there.
Ready to rock horde?
Always.
I'm really looking forward to hearing it when it's done. You know, I love so and so from that band, so and so from that band. Well, they got together, and as a fan, to me, that's badass, you know?
All these people putting so much hard work into it, like writing all these songs and all these musicians come together, and it's definitely, that's what's really cool about it, you know, you get to collaborate with all these different people. I mean, these are collaborations that nobody would ever think of ever seeing, you know?
I think it'll be something that fans and people in general are just really going to get into, because they're getting to hear like sounds of all their, you know, favorite bands being thrown together into one CD.
My role at this point is just about kind of trying to get the best out of everybody that's coming in. And these are quality players, you know. These guys are, some of them are legends.
I'm just glad to be here. Basically it's an honor to be able to be on the CD with some of these guys, and especially playing with Rob. I just can't wait to hear it.
All right.
How about the cheat sheet, man?
What's that?
How about the cheat sheet?
Yeah? Well, fuck, you write some badass cheat sheets.
It was like being with, hanging out with Rob Flynn. It's like dating a supermodel. It's like, what the hell do I do? What the hell do I say? I'll just try and be myself and hope he likes me.
Fuck that shit, man. God, you fucking drummers. It's a lot of work, I gotta say. It's definitely more work than I thought it was gonna
You know, his music is fantastic, so for me to come in here and do that was a bit of an honor, I'll tell you that.
As far as like the emotional place, it's like they're just more songs from the warped mind of Rob Flynn. So I'm like stunned.
Yeah.
No.
Knocked it out, man. No doubt, it's killer.
Hella. Yeah, fucking yeah.
You guys rock. The only thing left is the burrito.
Word. He's like ready to eat.
Oh, what's up, guys? It's Matt from Trivium here, doing the Roadrunner shit, Roadrunner CD. Working with Johnny Kelly today. We're doing a southern rock, stoner metal feeling song. It's the first day of the whole project, so it's going pretty damn good.
That was a pretty disappointing piss.
What do you mean?
Well, when you wake up and you fucking pee a lot?
Yeah?
Well, that wasn't what just happened.
Well...
We had just finished touring together. I was playing for Danzig, and Trivium was opening up, so we became friends that way. And he said, you're gonna come down to Florida and record here with these nuts. I'm trying to do something at the end, and I'm not nailing it. It's like frustrating me.
I'm not nailing you, and that's frustrating me.
Well, the night's still young. We got plenty of time for that. First work, then pleasure.
All right.
They basically sent me an MP3 Monday night, and then Tuesday I spent the whole day traveling here. So I really didn't get to listen to it. I got to listen to it like 2 or 3 times yesterday morning. All right.
Matt was feeling it too, more importantly, because my opinion doesn't matter.
Well, at least we know where you stand. Get it where you stand? It's cool, I always found it exciting, to play with some different people, from time to time. But it's been a good ride, man. It's been fun. Best job in the world. One of the first bands, Typo, was one of the first bands to break. We were the first ones to get a gold record for Roadrunner. We were part of the struggle. Definitely part of the struggle. It's just all about keeping busy, man. If I'm gonna hit it, if I'm gonna swing something, I'd rather it be a drumstick than a hammer.
Dude, you know what this fucking track needs? Some macaroni. Alright, well today we're doing a King Diamond attempt. We got Dave Shivari from El Nino and myself from Trivium.
What's up?
Yeah, so we're doing this shit. King Diamond.
We're gonna fuck up this King Diamond track.
Yeah.
We're gonna make King Diamond proud. He's a good creator of music, and the kid's 19 years old. Me and Matt have I guess, certain liking for a lot of the same stuff, He wanted the King Diamond song to sound like King Diamond, and he wanted it to sound like, like Trivium and like El Nino, like the guys from different bands actually played in that song.
It was very cool, man. I really love that song, We have a certain style that we like to put in there, and how we write riffs and how we arrange the whole sequence of a song, and the main part is King Diamond, I think, but there's certainly also some old style Merciful Fate stuff in there, and then the verse riff, it reminds me a lot of old Merciful Fate, actually. I mean, ripping guitar, love it, man. I mean, that long solo in the middle is just killer. I'm extremely proud to be able to play that song for any of my closest friends.
You want to go Merciful Fate or King Diamond on that?
Let's go King Diamond on that.
Because you can go. Or.
I like the first one. Was the first one King or was the first one Merciful?
The first one was more Merciful Fate.
Yeah, let's do that one. I like the one with the guitar. If you like tom fills and shit, like on instrumental parts, I can write a guitar solo that does the exact same rhythmic things that you do.
Cool.
Like if you're doing like that exact rhythm, I'll do that like a guitar part.
Cool. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, that part's awesome.
Those are great. I was a big fan of King Diamond, a big fan of Merciful Fate for many, many years, and it was cool to kind of bring that back to life on some of the stuff that I've heard for many years. It was fun. To me, it's about attitude, it's about becoming part of that team at the time, you know, because if you're playing for a completely different project, which is not my band, you know, it's you have to become part of the project. You have to become part of the team.
Loosen up your hi-hat a little bit.
It is loose.
Just like your mama.
Stop talking and start working.
I'm not sure exactly how happy you are with people that can't walk, but I'm never walking again because of you. I'm gonna show you why I can't walk. It's the bottom of.
Let's go. Import my fucking balls into your lips.
When I come to play, I come to fuck it up, you know? I don't come to lay back. I come to just basically, you know, come in and just tear it up.
It's stuff that he just taught me that I would have never thought of. Because I learned a lot of shit, stuff to make the live performance better. And I mean, we're a live-oriented band, and we've always really been all about making the live show as good as we can. It's some cool shit.
Popped up out of nowhere, and I jumped at the chance to be playing with King Diamond. Really stoked on that.
I wouldn't have anybody else but Corey on there because Corey's a huge King fan. I mean, he knows everything about metal. He knows everything about music. He's really, really educated in music. I don't know why he knows some of the shit he does, but he knows just every artist who's been on every CD for every kind of music for some stupid reason. He's an incredible guitar player, a great person to work with, and he fucking shreds, and he writes great, and he plays great. He's got a great attitude, can circle headbang better than any death metal guy ever will be able to, and he's good.
I found out I was doing guitar stuff today.
That's the way I like to do it too, man.
I was like sleeping, and Matt called me up, left me a message like, yeah, you're doing guitars today. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Today we're doing the black metal song, which is what I've been really looking forward to because I'm a black metal fan, even though I'm not Norwegian. Got Mike Smith from Suffocation. Man can blast faster and louder than most people I've ever heard, and it's gonna rock.
Let's talk about Mike Smith for a second. That man is a fucking innovator of all that is blasting.
I've always found that it was light. What you wind up hearing in mixes is more bass drum and hi-hat, and all of a sudden the snare has disappeared because they can't keep that intensity a pound. This winds up being a little light slap. Heard the difference, right?
You know, you gotta give him credit, man. He created that shit. No one else is doing that. Fucking now System of a Down's doing it. If he could have copyrighted the motherfucking blast beat, dude, Suffocation would be like a... Well, they'd be probably the same place they are, yeah? What can you do when you're in a fucking death metal band?
Roadrunner was our original label. They're the ones who put us out in the scene, and we thank them for that. And I thank them for thinking of Suffocation and myself to help out on the All Stars project, because I think we deserve to be here. The kids need to know where it all came from. They wanted to do a song where it inquired some of what I did when I was on Roadrunner, which was blasting and a little bit of grind. They asked if I would come in and put my flavor to it, which I said, of course. That's our groove on there.
Yeah,
What, you want
that'd
me
be
to
awesome.
flash on it?
No, whatever you want to do.
Which that's another type of groove, but it's on a different tempo.
Yeah, really, like, I like untraditional on these things too.
Right.
You know, everybody expects one thing, but if you do something different, like, they've added some, like, Latin feels in a King Diamond song.
And that's pretty much how I come across when I do any drum, and I try and do what just opposite of what people would expect
Yeah,
to be on.
that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect.
Music, that's everything. It's the way I speak. You know, on an everyday basis, I'm the most laid back, the quietest person in any crowd. You know, I speak more inside my head than I do actually. This talking on this camera right now is more than anyone will get from me for the whole month of talking. So that's my way of speaking. You know, I'm angry. You know, I'm happy. I'm sad. I do everything, and I'm able to portray it and put it into my music. That's where it's most important to me. So it's my way of talking. It's my vocal box.
You know, Danny Filth is playing on it, and you know, Mike Smith from Suffocation is on it as well, and that's incredible. You know, those guys are two musicians that I've personally been inspired by, you know, when getting into metal. It's like Suffocation and Deicide and King Diamond and Merciful Fate were among many of like the bands that really inspired me, and you know, just it's quite a privilege and an honor, you know. Matt just threw the idea my way, and he knows I'm into black metal, so it was, you know, definitely into it, you know.
With black metal, you either got it or you don't. You either can write black metal or you can't. I made sure that there was structure to it, like repeating parts, because I like coming back to certain parts musically, and it worked out really well. Do the work, man. This shit did not come easily. I've been working my ass off since I was 12 years old. I locked myself up in my room 7 hours a day playing guitar. It's not luck. I mean, it's hard work. I want to be doing this when I'm, you know, 50, 60, whatever, still doing heavy-ass metal.
first day of my session that I'm doing for the Roadrunner All-Stars 25th anniversary, and right now I'm taking you guys to the studio that I'm working out of. It looks like it's gonna storm like a motherfucker. Welcome to Iowa.
Handicap spot.
Here we are. Video crew and all.
What's up, man?
Yep. This is our engineer, Matt Sapanic. He helps me with a lot of stuff here. I started on guitar first, you know, when I was younger. That was my first instrument. And, you know, I've been playing all my life along with drums. You know, they're both two different loves that I have, you know, and this project, you know, in particular, it's known that I'm producing the songs. I got the team together of who played on what, and I wrote the songs myself. I think that maybe people get a little bit better of an idea of me as a songwriter as well as my personality.
Joey wrote a song that's, you know, definitely not what anybody expects him to write. In VOD, I was actually playing some metal stuff, but this is, you know, kind of new ground, I think, for both of us. It's definitely a different type of, you know, song that we're playing on, so I think everyone's going to be pleasantly surprised. Happy to play on it. You just do your own thing, and next thing you know, you're listening to it at 3 o'clock in the morning at the end of the session, and you're all, you know, stoked about it.
All right, so we got Steve DiGiorgio and Matt DeVries passed out because they went out when I was doing work tonight with Rob Barrett. So I got a couple shots in me, but these guys are passed out in the game room, so I'm gonna fuck them up right now. I'm gonna do my special block voice. Look at Matt's. Spread like when I was in a salad toast. Alright, yeah! You motherfuckers! Passed out in the fucking green room! I wanna send this fucking rap out to all the motherfuckers that passed out too early! Nothing. Hey, fucker.
Joey said, hey, I'm putting together this thing with the stuff, and and can you be on a plane tomorrow? It doesn't matter. Joey called me up and asked me to play guitar on something. I feel like there's very few true musical talents in hard rock. You know, myself included. I don't consider myself a talented musician. We're entertainers. Fuck myself. I started getting cancer. To me, Joey is one of the few actually legitimately talented people out there. And so to be in the studio with him and you know what a talented guy he was is a bit intimidating, but at the same time, we have such a great chemistry that it was a lot of fun too.
It's crazy motherfuckers from Iowa, of all fucking places, just throwing it down. It's an honor to meet these guys and to be a part of a musical project with them. Has been a blast. It's been really cool.
Get in here, you fucking whore!
What's this? What is this? Busted in on your interview? Fucking looking for this pic. I've been looking for a pic for like
this pic
certain pic
here
for like a half
this
hour.
One?
That's the one, motherfucker. Been looking for it for a half hour. Thanks, dude.
My name is Matt DeVries. I'm about 5'10", Aquarius. It's just awesome, you know. I've looked up to Joey as a drummer, and he's a real good friend, and you know, I just think the whole experience is great. Just even jamming with him, you know, makes me happy because I'm just stoked. You know, it's like an honor to be asked to be a part of this. Joey has all the old school metal, like, you know, people that I grew up on, like, worshiping. That's it. Hell yeah.
No, because you know the first one goes, that's, do you like pickles? Yes, I like pickles.
I'm buying the house. Yeah, you got a real big tendency to be lazy on that fretboard. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're really fucking pretty lazy on that fretboard. Can you speed it up and do some technical shit?
Dude, I'm 6'4", man. I'm fucking lazy with everything. Smoke weed. Fucking pickle, bitch.
I don't consider myself like a really killer guitar player or even a killer drummer. I really, my passion about music is just being able to create a song that sticks in people's memories and try and, you know, make people feel an emotion. That's my biggest, you know, goal when creating a song. That's something I've always been involved in, is the overall picture of how a song comes together and how it's put down on tape and the end result, instead of just, you know, I mean, I want to know everything about it. Like in the studio, I'm always like the first one there and the last one to leave, there every day.
Sounded good to me.
Yes, the end was maniacal.
I haven't yelled at the old lady yet today, so I haven't stretched it all out yet.
Okay, so
I only yelled at a couple old ladies on the drive over here, but I got the PA in the Jeep. It's just like,
Get your elderly self out of the way, please. I'm in a hurry. Jim is waiting on me.
Joey asked me to do it. Monty and everybody at Roadrunner has been up my ass about it, and yeah, so I finally got in here and did it.
And my mom, she loves me.
I was up for the challenge, and I mean, I got the tune. I was like, oh, well, it's a little different than what I'm used to doing that, but I like the grooving parts and everything for it and that. So, and I heard when the one part in there kicked in, I was like, nail to the cross by their heads or their feet. You know, it just come right out of me. So, it was good. You know, hard times bring good songs. I find my temper and my anger inside to be my best tool.
Wow, you don't say.
that's pretty much it, though.
Yeah. You want to hear it back?
James Murphy, everyone!
I had never heard the songs before stepping into the studio today, and literally started recording probably 20 minutes after first hearing the song. And that's kind of typical of the way I work on a solo, on my stuff, on anything that I do a guest appearance on. I just compose it on the spot. Yes, working on these songs with Rob Barrett and Steve DiGiorgio in particular. These are guys that I have like long history with, friends going way back many, many years. Hey, we did this together, you know. It's something that we'll have for the rest of our lives, and it becomes part of the Roadrunner legacy ongoing. That should be good.
It was hard to narrow it down because originally it was like 3 songs that I had, and then it turned into 4, and it turned into 5. You know, I wanted to do 6 actually. I had a 6th song I wanted to do, but we ran out of time. It's been one of the most fulfilling projects I've ever done in the studio because I've got to learn from a lot of different people, and the music has come out way beyond my expectations. I couldn't be happier with the end result.
That was rocking!
Yeah, it sounds like you gave yourself more room than that in your scratch.
You need some more espresso shots like me. I'm fucking tweaking, dude. I got like 8 in me.
She's a foot. She got me, man. Look at the 2 bites. Damn, man, what's your problem? Hello!
Holy shit! So fast!
Dude, she's fucking like a...
Oh my god, dude!
Fucking A, man, she got me, man.
Here's the interview. Interview over.
Basically, Roadrunner is just a logo that you could see and know that generally you're going to get what you want. And everyone there has just been nothing but supportive of my ideas and my creativity. It's a long history, man. It's like some of my favorite records of all time that will always be my favorite records are from Roadrunner.
Sometimes very difficult to explain to a label where you really want to go. I mean, they just want to market the thing, and that's it, you know. But I think the people at Roadrunner wanted to sort of see this a bit further.
I love Roadrunner, man. Just look at their back catalog, X Order, all this great bands, you know, from the day, and it's killer. And the bands now are awesome, you know. So we've always been just stoked to be a part of that. We just feel lucky every day, you know.
Roadrunner kind of opened, you know, eyes and ears to, you know, a lot of people that didn't know anything about heavy music. But when I was a kid, especially, that was the label I always wanted to be on. To me, Roadrunner represented like the best of the best.
I mean, I was influenced by loads of records on Roadrunner as a kid. They took chances on bands that were absolutely not the types of bands who would normally sell very well.
There's kids out there who just buy Roadrunner Records stuff.
Like you can go to a record store, never heard of the band, but you see the cover and you see the label, it says Roadrunner on it. Okay, it's gonna be good, you know what I mean? And you buy it.
I would buy a record if just the cover looked cool, and if it was on Roadrunner, I would check it out.
That was reassurance enough for us that that's a good band.
Some people think we follow trends. You know, we're not following the trends, we're setting the fucking trends. That's what kids don't realize. You know, over the years, any type of music we're doing, we are the first ones there, we're not following it.
Roadrunner's always been about pushing the walls out, not building them up.
They've got their ears to the underground, which is really cool, and they've never lost touch with that.
You know, there's obviously some genuine metalheads there.
It's just been a great bonding experience between me and all these musicians.
I mean, I have only good to say about the relationship that I've ever had with Roadrunner.
They're very mellow and down to earth, and that's what I like about them.
You know, it's a cool relationship. We had fights and stuff, but that's normal because it's like family.
But if I were to go out and get hit by a bus tomorrow, like I've left my mark on this planet. I've worked with some great bands, and to that I'm really, you know, for that fact I'm really, really thankful. Like I'm looking for the next thing now. I'm trying to figure out what is going to be the next movement in metal and to be the first one there to sign it. So that's pretty much been our philosophy, is to always stay on whatever's cutting edge in metal. You know, whatever the next sound in metal is going to be, we're going to be there first.
Don't you know?